economy is trembling because of the ongoing pandemic. For millions of unemployed Filipinos, this means having no jobs and livelihood. The government guarantees that all employees should receive their 13th month pay incentives. Let's listen in to our kababayans and what this means to them.
Dahil yun lang po ang inaasahan namin tuwing December na ibibigay sa amin. Kung ano yung nararapat sa amin at kung karapatan din nila na dapat ibigay sa amin.
Malaga sa akin dahil katulad ng nag-aaral ang anak ko. Saka yung katulad ng mga nagdaan, may pandemya, di ba? Wala tayong trapasok. Kaya kailangan talaga pera.
The big question is, can the suffering micro and small enterprises comply and pay them? Let's have an exchange now with Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello. Secretary, thank you so much for joining us. You heard the call of the workers. Is this really confirmed? No backing out? Even the micro and small enterprise employees will receive their 13th month pay.
Rico, good afternoon. It's very clear under the law, Rico, that our employees should receive their 13th-month pay on or before December 24. There is no exception and there can be no deferment.
There you heard it, straight from the Labor Secretary, it is confirmed. But Secretary Bello, many micro and small businesses have shut down. For those that remain operational, if they can't pay the 13th month's pay, will the government help them?
Actually, Rico, I just signed my memorandum to the President, to the Executive Secretary and the Secretary of Budget and Management, recommending a subsidy to our micro and small business enterprises so that with this subsidy, they can pay the 13th-month pay of their employees.
This is really very good news that you have just announced, Secretary Bello. But on the flip side, millions of Filipinos are unemployed and looking for jobs. Let's listen to Jocelyn, who lost her job, Secretary, as a guest services executive.
I was actually here as an OFW for about 10 years po. But from my previous employer po, I was actually one of the tenured staff. And I was told that they're letting me go like 2 months ago.
So, Secretary Bello, what can be done to help the likes of Jocelyn? Where are the job opportunities right now and in which sectors?
Well, actually, Rico, the only prospect as to job employment is concerned, we are talking of the construction industry and the BPO. We are talking of call center agents, and hopefully with the liberalization of the quarantine on our hotel industry, we are hoping to generate more workers in the hotel industry.
So the opportunities right now are in construction, the outsourcing sector, and the travel and hotel industry. Secretary Bello,
Yes.
Erica is a former OFW turned online seller. Let's listen to her problem.
March or April ang pangako nila sa amin na makakabalik kami sa Japan. Kaso ang nangyari, since March, hindi na umusad yung papers namin dahil nag-lockdown na sa atin. Hindi namin alam kung gaano pa katagal ang pag-aantay.
Secretary Bello, a lot of Filipinos overseas have gone home because they lost their jobs overseas because of this pandemic. Tell us, Secretary, when can Filipinos be redeployed once again for overseas jobs? For example, in Japan, Singapore, Hong Kong, and maybe in the UK?
That's right, Rico. The possible redeployment of our OFWs are there. We have new markets. We have, even Japan is now open for the deployment of our OFWs. Taiwan, even in Eastern Europe, including Czechoslovakia, Poland, Germany, with respect to our nurses. So with London or UK, we have no problem about the market, Rico. But ang problema dyan ay yung iniingatan namin na yung pupuntahan ng ating mga OFWs ay wala yung danger of COVID-19 contamination. Otherwise, yung deployment nila is open, and yung kababayan natin kanina nagsalita, kung may problema sa redeployment, he can visit me or the POA and we will facilitate the return.
Anong available jobs po ang available right now for our kababayans, our OFWs who have come back and want to be redeployed once again to the various countries?
There is a big demand for our health and our nurses and medical workers. And there is a big demand for our teachers. In fact, we are arranging a chartered flight for our teachers on their way back to China. There is a big demand for caregivers in Japan and in Israel. I just had a meeting with the ambassador of Israel, and they need 1,000 caregivers. In Taiwan, they have a lot of openings for skilled workers, especially those in agriculture. So maraming deployment opportunities, Rico. So yung kababayan natin kanina, anytime she wants to be deployed, just ask her to see us and we will help her.
Thank you so much for the 13th month and for that job exchange, Labor Secretary Silvestre Bello.